Meanwhile, in Canberra today, the grown-ups were meeting for a national cabinet meeting, and very positive to be able to report, or I'm very pleased to be able to report that the Prime Minister today announced that there will be an increase on the number of international arrivals coming into Australia. That's an important way of opening up Australia safely. Now, in this debate, it's easy to catastrophise, and we do need to remember that Australia has done very, very well. Yesterday, there were around 450,000 new cases of COVID-19 in the world, and 0 of those were here in Australia. Now, that does not mean we cannot do better, and it does not mean that improvements cannot be made. One big question that keeps getting asked is, should the Commonwealth government take over the running of quarantine and the COVID quarantining operations? Now, I, for one, would say that I think we should be very, very wary of handing this responsibility over to Canberra. Of course, the Canberra politicians would love nothing more than getting some new responsibilities and more power. And, of course, the Canberra Press Gallery are a cheer squad for the federal government and for Canberra politics, and they love it when they see them take more things over. But I've got to say, I'm not so sure. The federal government, you need to remember, has a very poor track record of delivering services or anything on the ground. Remember the Pink Bats program, remember submarine contracts. Think about the COVID Safe app that supposedly was going to be our saviour. Not sure how many people that has actually effectively saved so far, or the recent debacle around aged care. Compared with the rest of the world, our hotel quarantine system, which has been run by the states, has worked very well. We have had hundreds of thousands of people come through hotel quarantine in this country, and so far there have been just 5 breaches. Now, granted, each of those breaches has caused absolute chaos, nowhere more than here in Victoria, but we still have an extraordinary good track record for our quarantining processes here in Australia when you compare them to, well, any other country in the world. Now, over time, we will need to move towards home quarantine arrangements being part of the quarantine system while we work our way through COVID-19. But that will need people to wear security wristbands to help manage that issue, and I do wonder how Australians will take to that and whether they're ready for that.